Whatever.
All right.
Now I'm cooking with gas.
Rob, are we good?
Yeah, you guys are good.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure because you said, hold on a minute. Okay. All right, everybody. Giving Music podcast today from the Beacon store in Guitar Center, Support Center. What?
What is the Beacon?
I'm not going to talk about that.
Okay. Let's start again.
Edit.
Coming to you from the Beacon store at Guitar Center Support Center, we have from Altadena Musicians, Brandon J. and Matt Chait. So I'm excited to have y'all on today
Thank you
to talk.
so much
Okay,
for
so
having us.
you already know each other. So
For decades.
okay, so you've known each other
We've played music together for a very long time.
for 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
So that's awesome.
Yeah.
Tell us about Altadena Musicians, Brandon J.
Brandon J.
I mean, we did have Ed, so we know a
Yeah.
little bit about it, but it's like your brainchild. It
Yeah.
came from you. So go.
So my wife and I are music composers. Most notably, we did the score on Orange is the New Black. And we lived in Altadena and had a beautiful little recording studio. And we lost our home and our recording studio in the Eaton Canyon fire. And, a few days after the fire happened, I did like a Facebook post just talking about the value of instruments. And it's like not necessarily the monetary value, but the sentimental value.
Sure,
like,
yeah.
How it's important to you. And that I want to replace my instruments with ones that I get from friends if I can, so that there's a story behind them. And so played a show with my band that Matt plays guitar in called Quasar and the Bamboozled about a week and a half after the fire. And it was the first opportunity for like friends and family to see us after the fire.
Yeah.
And a lot of neighbors that lost their homes came, and it was a really great show. And people started bringing instruments. And some of them were like identical to ones that I'd lost. Like my friend Dee Ivet, she brought, a bunch of percussion and, an accordion. And it was just like, it gave me the idea of like, if we can connect people that have extra instruments with people that lost everything, it would be a great way. Because there was all these donation centers that were getting like flooded with like clothes and food and everything, but just like, why don't we do this for instruments? Because people lost all of their music. And so that was the idea behind it. And Dee helped build the website. And we launched an app called Instrumental Giving, which operates kind of like a wedding registry for where you can list everything that you lost, and then people can connect directly with each other and share instruments through that.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and so we've helped like over 850 people, and we've gotten like over 1,700 pieces of gear and instruments into people's hands. And there's still so much more to do because like, my wife and I we lost like over 150 instruments. I had like 2 banjos, 2 mountain dulcimers, stuff that like, so many musicians, especially like ones that have like recording studios, like you just get stuff. Like people give you stuff and you end up having multiple things. So it's just like, if the shoe was on the other foot, like I don't need 2 banjos. So there's people out there that like have stuff like laying around.
A little mini banjo.
Yeah, a little mini banjo. I know.
I'm going to jump into your numbers because you went way under what we've actually done. So we've helped 850 people. I think we've done 850 guitars alone.
Oh, okay.
There's almost 800 people registered on the app alone, and some of the sort of charity donation drives we've done have helped that many people in a single day. So I think you're under by a few thousand people, just to let you know. But
and it's like it's more every day. Like we're connecting people every day. Yeah. And accepting donations so that we could acquire more instruments. If you go to our website, altadenamusicians.org, you can donate to us and like help people that lost everything. And it's like, it's a long haul. It's like, like I wanted to set it up and have it be like a long-term thing and not just like being like somebody that lost his home and was like going through the situation. There was all these like, donation centers and stuff that was short-lived and it kind of gave you more anxiety than being helpful. It was just like, if you can get to Venice next Thursday between 2:15 and 3:45, you can get a mattress or you can get a toaster.
Well, there were a lot of people who were displaced and couldn't come to our early events.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a guy who came by earlier this week and got a huge 24-channel analog mixing board from us. He just now has a place to actually put this board all these months later. Someone rented a house we can record. And so, not feeling rushed is a big part of the process, why we need to keep the ebb and flow of donations going. Yeah. In the earliest days, people were glad to get much of anything. Yeah. They were grabbing guitars, keyboards, whatever we could give them. And now we're getting some more specific requests. Yeah. Hey, I'm putting my studio back together. Or like Terry Kilgore, who came in, who had, do you know Terry Kilgore?
Yes.
He's, in the Van Halen history, a big part of it. But he has a Celtic music thing he's doing now. And needed a specific nylon string, electric, whatever. And, it took time. But when one showed up, it was like, oh, Terry, you got to come. We finally got this thing you're looking for. So I think it'll shift over time to being maybe a little bit more specific. We got very specific requests now.
Yeah, because and I would also think that you don't even realize what you've lost.
Oh yeah.
Until you're like, oh, what happened to that? Blah blah blah. Yeah. And then you're not even realizing it because
small things in particular. Like there was a guy who came the other day who lost a huge collection of vintage guitars, and he was telling me all these high-end guitars, and I said, well, we don't really have those to replace. But then he got excited because we had a slide. Okay. Just a metal slide. Yeah. But that's one of those things that whether it's $15 or whatever, you go, I don't even have that. And so he was stoked to get a strap and a slide and a bag of picks or flat wound strings, just like little things that musicians, we all end up with boxes and bags of all these little adapters and, things that when you don't have them and you get these oh shit moments and you're like, oh, how do I go from eighth to quarter or whatever? So I find that a lot of the people that come in and make a pile and take stuff, there's a lot of little things, accessories and cases and things you wouldn't really think of until you don't have them.
Yeah, that's a good point. Remind me that I have some slides.
Oh, good. We have one.
I have some slides. I have some capos.
I was gonna say capos or
tuners. Let me tell you, that entire city of Altadena is out of tune.
Nobody has a tuner.
Nobody has a tuner.
It's on your phone now too, though.
In a crowded room when there's lots of bands playing, I've contacted I won't drop any names. I've contacted every major tuner company out there through our email and said, please tune this town. Please send us a box of clip-on tuners or something, because I've run out. I've given all of mine away, especially to the kids. We have a lot of these youth bands that play with us, and it's already tough when they're playing 3/4 size guitars and old strings, and then also without the tuner. So anyway, it's those little things.
Just the things that might be getting on your nerves.
Yes, personally. 1/4-inch cables.
Cables.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just basic stuff.
Nobody ever needs cables. Ever.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what else? You know what else I have actually to give y'all? Is bulk strings.
Oh, we could.
That would be so great.
Because he gave these to me, and I was like, I don't want these. I don't want these.
There's a local
huge
luthier.
Boxes.
Yeah, the tubes. So there's a guy, Vincent, who's been sort of an elf who comes in at night and has been tuning up and repairing the guitars. Because I left a bunch of kind of broken guitars out the other day, and I came in the morning and they were in tune and set up.
What?
And he just did it on his own. I guess he brought his own stuff. So yes, it would be nice for us to leave him the little table of milk and cookies.
Okay, so you were telling us the story. You underestimated what your impact is. But how did Matt get involved? Did you call all your friends and be like, yeah, hey, I need your help? This is a volunteer thing, correct?
Yeah, it's a volunteer situation. I reached out to, there was a group of women that I knew in the music industry, and I reached out and I'm just like, I've got this idea. Can you help support it? Liz Garrow, Dee Ivett, and Laurel Stearns, just, all these people that were outside of the situation. So because they knew the music business and had connections and could help support, because I was just, had the idea and doing as much as I possibly can, but wanted people that weren't necessarily fire impacted so that they had the bandwidth to help, and they wanted to. Yeah. And so that helped make connections and get things going. And Matt was one of them, where he was just he was.
I was one of the group of women.
Yeah, he was one of the group of women. He was displaced by by the fire, but didn't lose his home, and so he had a little bit more bandwidth.
And I have experience with this. I worked for years with the Glenn Campbell family on the Kim and Glenn Campbell Foundation, and then the Care Living Foundation, and then I was working with Jane Seymour on the Open Hearts Foundation. And so, doing this sort of charity work, especially around music, I already had a lot of thoughts on how we could sort of line things up quickly and get it on the road. Yeah. And Brandon already had a fiscal sponsor in Creative Visions and building the site. It was really easy for me to just jump in and kind of add my 2 cents in. Yeah. It's the whole team is a very talented group of people who have a wide skill set. Yeah. And it's really just come together to build something.
Well, and you like deserve saint status because
he did even before this.
I'm sure you did before. I didn't know you before. I'm sure you did before, but just like, I was helping for like the first 6 months, very, individuals, and I was completely overwhelmed. So I can only imagine, like, you lost everything and now you're dealing with everybody giving you all this stuff. Yeah. And I mean, it's crazy.
You should see his phone with these group texts.
Yeah. So it ended up being this thing where like, I totally got firebrain myself and like couldn't concentrate and follow through on stuff, but I had a knack I've always been good at connecting people with each other. And so like, this was just kind of like a moment to shine because it's like music is something that I've grown up with. Both my parents are musicians. I've been playing since I was little. So it's like, I know music and I'm good at connecting people. Yeah. And so like emails just like got lost. And like, we started like a database. We got our website like up and running really quickly because we wanted to like jump on it and like help people while we knew that we were developing the app, which was going to be an easier way to facilitate people connecting with each other.
Absolutely.
But prior to that, we just have this great database and we're like, please share your story with us. And we get these beautiful and sad stories of, people like, evacuating and like, but also just about like their instruments and like why they were important to them and like the stories behind them. And just like, I had a piano that was played on by Jerry Lee Lewis. My grandmother was the first woman to play at Carnegie Hall on piano. And like, I have this guitar that I got from this local place, like all this stuff. And I was just like, okay, so how can we connect these people or how can we like get people? And it almost evened itself out. It was amazing because like there was the amount of people that wanted to donate and the amount of people that were in need like equaled each other. Like early on we had a flood and it was like 500 donors and 500 recipients. Wow. And it was just like a matter of just like going through and matching people and like connecting them and tried to do it through email. And like being a fire victim, like I saw like I had just a flood of emails and stuff, and it was like I couldn't concentrate on them.
And a lot of them were FEMA and insurance things, like not music related.
And so when I would just like get them, I'm like, let's just get people's phone numbers. And so I'd get a phone number of someone and be like, hi, I know you lost a Gibson Hummingbird. This person's offering one. I want you two to meet each other. And so I've got this flood of texts on my phone. Like every day I'm like connecting people where like, someone's like, I've got this and I've got that. Like, oh, and it's so much of it is just like kismet where like, someone would lose something like totally, random. And then the next day, just like, I've got a bouzouki. Oh my God, this guy was looking for a bouzouki. This woman who's like in her 80s is like, I've got a bouzouki I want to donate. And then they met each other,
that's so cool.
And where we can, I always try to get them to like take a photo with each other. So I just have like this backlog of all these.
And they figure out how to get it to each other. And
like they meet each other through the app. And
they met each other through the app.
Let me tell you what people say about you when you're not in the room. It's the most common thing is, how does he remember it all?
Yes.
I go, it's like, remember that concentration? I think Alex Trebek was the host. Like you would have won that show. You would have been like a lifetime champion. No one understands how you can remember that this person lost this and this person has
someone had the Yamaha motif and like I'm like, oh yeah, I'm waiting for one of those.
And we all talk about how does he do it? I don't know. Does he keep notes? He must have a crazy CRM.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, CRM.
No, it's just your memory.
Yeah,
it's a combination of both. But just like, and I feel like it's weird in a way because like I'm doing so much and with the support of all these people. And it feels so great to do it. And like the cool thing is like when they actually connect with each other. And I'm following
that's what's really special.
And I'm following like a text chain of just like, oh, I'm gonna meet you over there. I'm gonna see you at 4:30.
Yeah.
And then they send like
take me off your text chain, please. Like I'd be like, I don't care.
I love it though, because like it's like
then
Yeah, and then I see it. I mean, like, okay, do you know John Mader, the drummer?
No.
The amazing drummer. He sat in with us. He's like used to tour and play in like Wicked and stuff. And I heard about him for years because he was teaching drum lessons to another neighbor friend of mine. And like we met each other and he like lost 6 drum sets and whatever. And I'm like, what do you need? He's like, I could use a nice snare, like, you know.
Oh, I have a snare too, by the way.
Okay, good.
Thank you for reminding me.
Sure.
We don't have any room, but
and
you don't have any room today.
Somebody donated a drum set, a Catalina drum set that we got to a kid, and then she told her friend, you know, like, hey, if you want to help, and he's like, I got this deep Ludwig snare, and like just yesterday, like they connected with each other and did a post. And this great photo of like the two of them, and like now they know each other.
And you don't have to like be in the middle of it.
No, I don't have to like.
That's the goal eventually. I'm thinking about with Soli back in February.
Yeah.
I mean, there was one guy lost a guitar that he had gotten when he was 13 or something, and it was a very
So there was a.
Why are you talking? Why are you here, Matt?
Yeah,
I don't know. It's my client.
Yeah, no. So he had a friend that I was talking to him about my idea, and that we're doing this thing and connecting people. He's like, I'd love to be the first person to donate a guitar, and I was like, sure. He's like, I've got a Martin acoustic guitar. And I'm like, I know somebody that lost a Martin acoustic guitar, because I just read the story about this family that lost everything. You know, they have 2 young kids that were both playing music, and they just like, you know, they lost a keyboard, they lost the kids playing ukulele, this and that. But like they said, the most important thing was, you know, my husband had a Martin acoustic guitar that he saved up for right when he got out of high school, and like he bought it, and it was like his first acoustic guitar, and he's super heartbroken about it. And, you know, Matt's friend Soli was like, I've got this acoustic guitar. It was the first one that I ever bought. You know, I saved it up for it. So like there's stories like
the
Matt's
same guitar that he had also gotten at the same age and had for the last couple of decades.
It was like the same thing. So we connected them, and it was just like so many moments where people, you know, had something like that, and we helped the whole family. Like I'm just like, okay, let's just take care of everything that they can that they have room for now, because they're like an Airbnb. They're displaced, and like. We got a bunch of donations that week. I'm friends with the guys from Weezer, and so they knew what I was doing. So they did like a repost of something, and we started to get some donations from like overseas. And so so I took $1,000 and went to Amoeba and bought a gift certificate to like, give to the family. Be like, I know you lost your whole record collection. Why don't you start buying some records and get yourself a record player from there, because they have them, and then got them. Some, got ukuleles for the kids, got a keyboard, and just like took care of this family, just like getting them as much stuff as we could.
Yeah.
And I also bought them like some records by the Postal Service and Poolside and Dawes, like bands.
Are we in the name dropping section now? Well, we got a long list. We can go on.
Well, no, because those are all bands that lost their homes in the fires.
Yeah.
So I'm like, and they're like, oh, we love this Postal Service album. We used to listen to it when we first started dating, stuff. Anyway, it's just like...
Have you replaced anything for yourself?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Because I could see you just being like, I got this. You just take it. You know what?
He would. I mean, his main instrument that was on stage for the last decades was this large 88 key piano that was all sequined out and all that stuff. And I know he's got a new one, but I'm like, can't you get yourself something? Get yourself something good.
I keep getting things and like wanting to give them away.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I can totally see that.
How many cars have you given to other people so far?
Cars?
Yeah. Not so many cars.
Actually,
no, that's not true. There was a guy named Juan who like didn't have a car, and someone was like, I'm passing along my car, and I'm like, I get it to him. Like we got him like an amp. One. He's like a heavy metal guy, and he's just like, I don't have a car. I'm like, I know someone with a car.
There was a black Mercedes.
Oh yeah, it was true. Yeah, someone gave us.
Wow.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm just saying.
Okay, enough about Brandon now.
Yeah.
Matt. Okay, so what is the future of work?
Really? You want to talk about the future of work?
Yeah.
That's a whole other thing.
Can I not touch that?
No, we're welcome. That's interesting.
Well, we could, yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, look, I'm a lifelong musician. I was in A&R when I was 19, and I've been playing ever since. And merch is the only way that artists really make any money these days, as we all know. I mean, no offense, Live Nation or anyone who's listening. Merch is where the money is at these days. And so, gosh, has it been 2 years already now? Mm-hmm. A couple years ago, I formed this company called Merch Call that I brought Brandon in on. That was a new way to sell concert merch faster and easier, and it was a whole thing. And one thing after the next, the tool that I built seemed to be applicable to a lot of people, not just musicians, plumbers and electricians and artists and musicians and whatever. And so we went through a little pivot and changed the name to The Future of Work. So The Future of Work is a platform that anyone can get their side hustle up and running as quick as possible. They can take any sort of payment, including people just tapping their credit card right on your phone. And it's... most freelancers, most of us musicians, whatever, juggle a lot of different businesses.
Yeah.
It also is the only platform where you can have all your side hustles. You could be a babysitter and a dog walker and a guitar player, whatever, and you just tap it and you can cycle through, and it keeps all of your income and all of your expenditures separate for taxes at the end of the year. It has very little to do with Altadena or musicians, but I'm happy to talk about Future of Work if you would like to. That's generally what I'm talking about when I'm not doing this, but hopefully we'll use Future Work at the
So it's
venue.
a platform.
Yeah, it's a software. It's an app that is sort of like in the vein of Square, Venmo, PayPal, et cetera, but it's specifically made for the side hustle gigging culture.
Okay.
It's the easiest way to actually be running a business. If you're charging people with Venmo, you don't have record of how much they paid you, how often, there's no taxes, there's no receipt. It's a proper business tool for side hustlers who just need it quick and dirty and get up and running.
It's amazing.
Yeah. But that said,
Yeah. So part of the way that I brought Matt into Altadena Musicians was that, like, in meeting all these people and these families that like had kids that played music.
Yeah.
There's another friend of ours whose daughter started a foundation called Alta Passa, and they were doing like backyard shows with like backyard parties with like, you know, kids bands playing cover songs and raising money and giving it to fire impacted victims and just like putting it back into the community. And she and I were like on a crusade for a while to like find venues, like all ages venues to like put on shows, because there's all these amazing bands with these kids that go to like CS Arts and John Muir and like, you know, and, you know, Octavia Butler, where her daughter goes, super talented. And we just wanted like to find like, where can they be playing, like, you know, shows. And so her daughter started this really great thing. And then I started meeting all these families that had kids, and I'm like, let's get the kids meeting each other and playing music with each other.
Yeah.
And so we just started like kind of meeting them, introducing them to each other, and like booking rehearsals. And so I talked to Matt about it, and he's like, he came to one and was like, I love this. This is great. And so we like put a couple bands together.
Yeah.
And they, with the goal of like playing a show at Zebulon that Alta Passa was putting on. And it was also like an instrument giveaway or instrument drive that Nick from the Yeah Yeah Yeahs was doing for Altadena Musicians, where he's just like, let's get you a bunch of stuff. And we're like, great. So we just kind of took over Zebulon, did this instrument drive, and then had these kids bands like play on this great stage.
Yeah.
And like some of them were bands that were like fire impacted kids with other kids just like playing music, and we're like showing them like, this is how you rehearse, this is how you tune your guitar, and this and that. So Matt is like leading the charge and like helping with some of the bands.
I've been mentoring these kids every weekend since the first week of April.
Yeah.
It's just become part of my weekly schedule at this point. I've become friends with all of the parents. They're all interesting and unique and fun, and they've got different styles, and you got these bands of kids, you know, 12 to 19 who don't go to the same school, don't know each other.
Yeah.
They're all joined together by one specific, you know, thing that happened. And so there's challenges, like when one wants to play Slipknot and the other wants to play, you know, Lady Gaga or Cranberries, or one in particular, you know, who I'm talking to, who will only play the Smiths. And you know, getting them on the same getting them in the same tuning, and then getting them on the same page every weekend is really the highlight of my week. And so,
that's cool.
Brandon, you know, Brandon told me about these backyard parties, and I went to one, and I just thought, it's very rare that I go to an event and don't end up helping or working. I'm usually like, let me just fix that or do it. These were great. I said, who is booking these things? Because whoever it is, I want to meet them and know them.
There's like an MC in between. They're like kids. Sometimes we had like a kid like doing magic, and then like, and they'd have like 14 bands, and they'd all do like 2 or 3 songs. Like the changeovers were like,
it was just really
quick,
well. So
just really well put together.
He
and
introduced me to Sandra Denver, who is the person who did it, and she and I met at Altadena Musicians sort of headquarters one day, and our first conversation went on for hours. And by the end of it, we were like, we're going to open our own permanent physical music venue called Backyard Party. We're going to give the kids a place to play, but also other bands, touring bands, local bands. Some of them play, some of them just want to go to shows, and there's no all ages music venue for these kids to also go and see other bands.
Yeah,
and
totally.
So,
and there's not many music venues at all in Pasadena, Altadena.
To begin with.
So that was where we wanted to like get it. So we, raised enough money that we could like get an actual spot. And so we're really
Altadena Musicians rented a physical space. It's on Lincoln, right off the freeway. And we're slowly building it out. We've built a proper stage, PA, lights. There's a music store in there. That's a very small version of this. It's, guitars, strings, records. It's all free to fire impacted people. We have, we've opened the schedule a few weeks ago for bookings, and now we're booked almost through February with local bands, touring bands, trivia nights, movie nights, dance classes. I mean, the schedule is very full. People really want to be there. They just want to be part of it. The classic car guys want to come and do their car show there. The rockabilly guys want to do their dancing. The soul music guy wants to do his thing there. It's just, we sort of built it I hope someone pays attention, and it's just been a flood of interest. It's really good.
Really
and it
cool.
sounds good. The PA and everything is sort of cobbled together with bits and pieces we've gotten from here, or Brandon and I ran a sort of ramshackle music venue before the fires in a haunted hotel.
Oh, really?
Which was interesting. And I mean, I don't believe in that stuff, but that place is haunted as hell. I mean, if ever there was, that was
but
it.
we got like a really beautiful piano that was donated, and so we have a piano there. So like our first show, there was a girl who was like 24 years old, and she lost her home, and she's like great, singer, and like she came and played. But it's not just for fire impact. It's just like something, just a
it's for the community in general.
It's just for a venue to like play music.
Well, I was also going to ask you, is there like an end to Altadena Musicians where everybody gets all their stuff replaced and the world is better off? Or is this going to...
I think that's what the music program is about. At some point when the physical gear has been replaced, a couple things. There's always going to be younger kids who are starting, whose parents still might be getting their stuff together, and it'd be great to make sure we have that. But the Altadena community doesn't have an end. It's not like once everyone's homes are finished being built that it like never happened. There's going to be a long tail for this. And like my personal thought was, I don't remember how or why the thought came about, but I was thinking of, Athens, Georgia in the 80s, and then Seattle in the 90s. And I was looking at these young bands in their teens and 20s and going, all of the ingredients for a music scene are here. It's a time and a place, an event. The talent is there, the interest is there. And I thought, why is Altadena, Pasadena not the next hub of whatever the American music chronology has? And so that's kind of what I'm hoping. And then I thought, one thing that all those places had were venues, though. So I'm seeing them pop up like crazy. A friend of mine, Memo, just opened this thing called The Balcony up in La Crescenta, only a few miles away. There's a place called Pio Pico. Sid the Cat is opening in South Pass. There's a scene building, and it's not competitive, it's a scene.
Right.
There's multiple places, and if we can normalize people going to see live music again, especially post-COVID when everyone was locked in of all ages, everyone seems to be eager to get out, but not necessarily eager to spend $1,300 on a ticket at SoFi Stadium. So I'm going, let's get $5 tickets, let's get $10 tickets. We have another app. You can, if this is too much sales, you can cut it out. But either way,
no, I love it.
There's another app that I didn't even show you yet, but it works there called Show Score. It's just QR codes, and every time you go in, you just scan your phone and you get points. It's just a leaderboard like a video game. And it shows each person, like you'd see in a video game, ASS, where you put your initials in there. This, you actually get your name and a link to your socials, but you get 10 points every time you go to a show or volunteer. And so I'm onboarding the other venues around town onto the app and just go, there's no monetary value, but there's bragging rights, cool factor, whatever, of saying like if you used to keep your concert tickets in a photo book and you keep a record. This has a record of every show you went to. And these kids seem really interested in this now. Just going I go to 3 shows a week. I've been to this place 10 times already. And I go, good. They're out of the house. They're watching music. They're buying chips and popcorn and bottles of water, and that money goes to Altadena Musicians in our particular space. Like,
I love that.
If they can go to a show, see a band, and have a snack, and that money goes to a nonprofit that's helping the community, and they don't even have to feel it, it's like, you know, putting the pill in the dog treat, sort of.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's good for everyone. Everyone's happy.
Yeah.
And there's like, it's a long game to like replace the instruments.
Of course.
It's like, it's going to take so long because people lost so much.
Yeah.
And the cool thing about like connecting people is that it's building more of a music community.
Yeah.
In Los Angeles in the whole.
Yeah.
And people are like, you know, meeting each other and forming bands and making connections and working on recordings and stuff that I've already seen happen through Altadena Musicians and just this connection. So it's great to have an actual venue where people can congregate and do that kind of thing. And like we mentioned the records, but like it really is a big thing that it's just like every household lost their record collection.
Yeah.
And it's almost like a bigger hit to lose that than it is to lose an instrument, in the way that like your record collection is something that you started collecting when you were young with your first album.
Yeah.
And it's like a living, breathing lifetime of like, you know, I got this album signed by, you know, these band members, or this was put out by a friend of mine. It's not in print anymore.
I'm not in anymore.
Yeah. You know, like, you know, I went and tried to collect all the Police, you know, 45s I could, and I had them on like the green vinyl, the Message in a Bottle one. Like, it was just like, you know, when I was like, you know, 12 years old, and my whole Frank Zappa collection, like all this stuff. Like, so that's just me. Everyone had that.
Yeah.
And they had to just like, oh my God, I lost all of my albums. And so like, we can't replace that. But I'm on a mission just to like help people get on the path to like just getting some music back into their life.
We bought the storage. We've got room for about 3,000 records. If anyone wants to line our shelves,
that's
the space.
Yeah,
drop your records off.
If you want to donate records, or if you want to donate money to us so we can procure more records, like I mentioned the story of like buying $1,000 gift certificate for a family so they can just go and buy whatever they want. You know, like records are so expensive now versus when we were all collecting them when we were younger, when you could get them for a couple bucks. It's like not the same thing. So we were doing these pop-ups at events where we do like an instrument giveaway, and we just set up a record store also.
Yeah,
and people like come and they show our app, which proves that you're like fire impacted because you registered with us. And then you just come and shop for free. And like just getting like a David Bowie album and a Talking Heads album, you just like makes you feel so good. And like, you know, we're helping people like.
Are people like crying? I mean, I can only imagine, because you'd be like, I remember this record and what
On
it
all
meant
of it.
to me,
I mean,
and they're just like...
Growing Men, this guy came the other day for an acoustic. He just came in the middle of the afternoon. He says, I heard you guys have an acoustic for me or whatever. And it was actually one that Guitar Center had given us. It was a Hummingbird. And it was a very nice guitar. And I opened it and gave it to him, and he said, I've never owned a guitar this nice, even before this. And I said, well, it's yours now. And he just, I didn't know what to do, because he stood there and started crying holding this guitar. Normally I take a picture of people when they pick up an instrument.
Yeah.
And I thought, I'm going to give this guy
a little
maybe a minute
space.
Here. Yeah. But I mean, you know, it's overwhelming. You know, Brandon has mentioned it many times that the amount of paperwork you have to go through to get things from the city and the state is a lot. And when people come in and we just hand them an instrument.
Just be like, we know
uncommon.
that you lost this ukulele. Here's a ukulele. And they're just like, that's it? Like, I don't have to do anything? Just like,
there you go.
You just have to show that you're a fire impact. We just have to know that you actually were affected, and then go ahead. So the same thing with the record store. Like, we want the record store to be stocked and just have people come in and like come and take some records and just know that, like, you know, we'll help you like start building your collection back. And that's years and years of like being able just to like come and shop for free and come and get like 10 records a month and just pick some stuff out just to give them the joy of like actually shopping for something and not having to go out of pocket for it, just because we know that like they lost thousands and thousands of records.
Yeah.
We want to keep that going.
This is something that we learned with all of the different charities in January in particular, is right after the fires happened, there were companies that donated huge amounts of stuff, whether it was, you know, suitcases and luggage or shoes or guitars or whatever. And there were quite a few charities that would post, you need to slow down on the donations. We don't have anywhere to store it.
Yeah.
You know, it was just overwhelming. And there's been times where we've been overwhelmed with stuff. And I thought, there's such surplus of stuff and such a hole to fill of all different types, that it's really this conduit, being this staging place to accept vet and give back out. That's
there's
the missing
repair
link.
work also.
Oh yeah. Oh, there's
so much stuff that like someone will donate like a really great clarinet, but it needs new pads.
Yeah,
that can cost a couple $100.
Yeah,
and so, but it's like we need to do it. And so,
every piano.
Yeah, every yeah, and so
a lot of work.
Yeah, and we spent a lot of money on piano remediation because there's like, insurance companies are saying like you need to toss this, and we're like no.
And moving.
Yeah,
I mean, Branda's got a whole crew just for the piano.
Yeah.
When
Yeah,
people
just to,
request a piano, it has to be picked up, remediated, tuned, and then delivered again, and then generally tuned again.
Yeah.
It's not like a guitar.
Yeah, no.
I mean,
Yeah.
No,
So
I was like, I
the-
don't want to touch pianos.
Yeah, I was doing
And a
it.
lot of them were scams. I was so disappointed.
I know that one.
So
there's like one in
disappointed.
Alabama. Like you can have this beautiful Yamaha
Yeah.
baby grand.
Were
but
you
like,
involved with that one with me? I don't remember.
I think separately we like tuned in on just like I figured it out like.
Yeah.
But then there's been other ones that were like not scam.
Yeah.
It makes me so angry when that stuff happens. But like, there's been a few people that like, because I've gone through it, like I can talk them into taking an instrument. There's been, in particular with pianos, no, because like there was a woman that lived around the corner from me, and like I replaced her Yamaha guitar, and she started crying because she saved up for one. Her friends bought her a guitar. We got her the same one, and I'm like, do you want a piano? And she's like, well, we're not going to be able to rebuild for a couple years. We're at this rental.
Yeah.
We're on a year lease. I'm like, yeah, but I used to walk by your house and hear piano all the time. Everyone in your family played. Let's get you a piano. Like, she's like, I'm like, if I pay to get the piano moved and tuned and in your place, would you want it? She's like, yeah.
Was this Gina?
No, this is Joanne.
Oh.
Yeah, this is.
Was this the keyboard or this was the other thing?
This is the actual piano. No, there's
okay.
so many.
That's we're getting all the stories.
I know, and he'll like mention people, and I'm like, oh yeah, I know him.
Yeah,
like we have all these people that we know.
The same people that we helped. Yeah,
which is great.
But like so like I talked her into a piano, just like.
Oh, that's awesome.
And she's just like, yeah, of course. She's like, I didn't think
ever
about
occur
it.
to her.
She's
until
like, well, I don't have the money to spend on that, but like, if the foundation can actually cover the cost of like moving the piano and tuning and getting in my place, and she's like, but what if when we move, in like a year, if I have to move down, I'm like, we'll cover it. Don't worry about it. Like, let's just get you some
it's
music.
just one of those things that you're just like, it's too much.
To
think
and
about.
dealing with everything else. Just like, if this is taken care of and we get a piano into your house and there's music for your family to be playing on, wouldn't you want that? She's like, yeah. I'm like, then done. It's taken care of. And then she met the woman that was donating the piano.
Yeah.
Got to hear the story about the piano. It's a beautiful piano. I've got tons of stories of like things like this.
What about drums?
Yeah.
That's a big challenge because people
drums
who
is
lost
such
their
a
homes
headache,
are in apartments now.
Yeah.
And so we've been trying to focus on electronic drums.
There was a kid.
I still have that big E-drum set. So
there was
it's
a kid.
really big.
There was a kid on our app named Grayson. He's a 10-year-old blind kid that plays drums.
Oh, wow.
And he was actually at Fire Aid. And like he came out at Fire Aid and was like talking.
Oh yeah, I heard about this kid.
So
yeah.
he was on our app and he's like, I need an electric drum set because I'm staying in an apartment and I can't play an acoustic set here. Someone offered me an acoustic set, but I can't take it. And I'm like, no problem. And so we got him connected with someone that had an electric set and got him one and got him playing again. And so just there's a lot of instances like that where it's just like, and I'm, we'll take care of him with the acoustic set or whatever he needs when he's in that place, but like he just needs like something just to be playing on.
Do you feel like there's like a high per capita like musician in Altadena? Because I feel like there's a ton of musicians in Altadena.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's like more than normal or.
I think it is, considering that we reached out to the Palisades and the concentration was far less.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like it really runs the gamut, but what it is just like, it really boils down to like everyone's got a musical instrument at their house, like whether it gets played or not. It's like those are some of the people that are donating also, where they're just like, I've got a ukulele or I've got this accordion or whatever that is just sitting around not getting played. Everyone's got an instrument there.
Yeah, interesting.
And like it's at your disposal, and there's families that like play them that like lost everything and like. So it's not necessarily like a high concentration. It's just like music is in everybody's lives.
Okay.
And it's just like, but like the value of stuff when everything is gone gets heightened. And so like with the first family that we got instruments back to, they reached out to me like a week and a half later and they're just like, we didn't realize how much we missed our instruments. And like now that our kids have less and you got them guitars and helped them like get lessons, they're more interested and they're doing it more. And it's just like, it's raised the value of them.
Yeah.
So I think it's like a kind of a combination of just like, everybody's got some music in their lives, and and it's a really nice distraction for families that are dealing with all of this build back stuff that all the hoops you have to jump through, both in the Palisades and in Altadena. Yeah. It's just like, we've helped so many people and gotten them instruments, because it's just like, it just runs the gamut of every little, every house had a ukulele.
Yeah, that's
it's
interesting.
Just like, I've gotten so many, you've been so helpful in helping us get ukuleles. And it's just like, it seems like that's just like one thing, just like everyone's like,
everybody
like
just has like a little,
just a little something, just to plunk something.
Yeah.
And they, like the one family that we got the instruments to, they just said like, it changed the whole atmosphere in our Airbnb. It just lightened things up, and just like, wow, we forgot about like, just like sitting around and just hearing my husband play guitar, and the son came over like strumming the guitar, and they're playing it together. And just
one of the moms texted me a week or so ago. It was, just like a innocuous text. It just said, I can hear her daughter. I said, I can hear her up in her room practicing right now. And I was like, really? Yeah. She says, yeah, that's it. I just wanted to let you know, like, she's in her room playing guitar.
Yeah.
And I thought, like, that was kind of good enough right there.
Yeah. That's what makes it worthwhile, and why I keep putting so much energy into it, and why I'm so grateful for the support of everybody on our team that's doing it, because we see these stories and like hear from people, like just like that.
They reach out every day.
There was another friend of mine, like someone I known from elementary school. She lost her home in the Palisades. Her sister lost her home, and her dad lost her home. All three of them. Wow. And her daughter like started playing guitar like after the fire as just like something, but was playing on like this beaten guitar. And so like we got her like a new guitar, and she's just like same thing. She's in her room like playing all the time. Yeah. And so it's just like, that makes it worthwhile, just like just to hear about like people like connecting with each other, sharing music, starting bands with each other, and like playing gigs. And we get asked a lot for like, do you have a fire impacted victim or a musician that will come and play at this fundraiser, this show, and this and that. And like, I know all these people now. Yeah. And then it's also like fun connecting them with other people and other friends of mine, because in the music community, like, we got a bunch of instruments from Mr. Holland's Opus Foundation, and we took them to this location. We were like cleaning them up, and like people were just like, what can I do to like help? I know violins, I can come and test violins. Wow. And like a guy that plays like the LA Phil that like lost his home, he's just like, I'll check all the horns out, and we got him a horn. And it's just like, people like are so into paying it forward, and like giving free lessons and giving free studio time, helping voiceover artists that like lost their recording rig and they can't be doing it because they're living like right on where the freeway exit is. It's just like, Altadena Musicians has been a good destination for just a conduit of connecting people. Right. And so we want to like be there for like full support for anybody who needs to be just playing music and starting to work and, any kind of music related. So I want to stick around for a long time to like be the support and the connection for like just.
Well, I think it's good to note that the Instrumental Giving app, which is part of Altadena Musicians, is specifically called Instrumental Giving and not the Altadena Musicians app, because the reality is that something will happen somewhere else eventually, in another city or another state.
It already has.
It already has.
Right, exactly. Well, that was the idea in the beginning.
But we built it so it can scale, and we're just trying to concentrate on Los Angeles for now and make it work the right way so that we can scale it. So that like it is just a way to share instruments with
even if a
people.
band is on tour and gets their van stolen, they should be able to go on the Instrumental Giving app and list, say, this is what we lost.
This is what we lost. Yeah. Go on our Instagram and be like, hey, we're going to be in San Francisco tomorrow. Does anyone have?
And that's like pretty common, actually, that people's vans get broken into when they're on tour.
Yeah.
So hopefully the app will become the go-to for that stuff. Sort of like how GoFundMe has been the replacement for medical insurance in this country. We can hope that Instrumental Giving just becomes like, shit happens, music related. We can let the community at large get together and
they can contribute and they can help. Yeah.
So those are some of the long legs that could grow beyond Altadena, but are certainly born from this.
So altadenamusicians.org. You can donate. You can find out more information about us. Instrumental Giving is the app that you can download. And our venue, Backyard Party.
Backyard Party LA. And we're looking for sponsors in particular, preferably corporate sponsors for a reason. it's really important to not be asking our community to chip in cash when they're the ones who are currently hurting. If they want to, they're certainly welcome to, but there's a lot of great stories and a lot of great people working and things happening. And so Guitar Center Foundation and Mr. Holland's Opus and all of these other companies, JBL, Harmon that stepped up.
Oh, great.
These are the types of things that you go, well, just, we go to Costco and buy tons of water and paper towel and toilet paper and all these things. We have expenses that go into keeping this thing running, even stickers and flyers and all these things. And it would be nice to get some support from the corporate community, recognizing that, yes, the disaster happened and there's rebuilding and there's insurance and there's homes and clothes and food and all these things. But if we only focus on those things and skip over art or music, Brandon also is involved with Altadena Photographers. There's a lot of these things. So, as far as I know, we're the only post-fire charity focused on music at all right now. And I just think if Brandon hadn't started this and all these volunteers weren't involved, things would be moving forward, but none of these people would have these instruments. They'd have nowhere to play. All of these guitars and studios would have been lost. So hopefully there's someone or someone's out there who appreciate the value of music being maintained in the time of crisis.
And well, firsthand because you've been doing it also. So it's like, we've been doing like the same kind of thing. Where it's just like,
well, now I'm shoving everybody to you, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, we're going to be around
because people still are reaching out too.
That's
and I'm
the
like,
thing.
just go here
it's hard to maintain, but we're here for the long run, and we're going to be around to it. Because as long as there's people that have instruments and that want to donate to us and like keep us going, it's going to be a super long time. And there's so many people that don't even know what we're doing. There's other people in Pasadena.
That's what freaks me out. How many people have never heard of it?
It's so weird because we've helped so many people.
And word of mouth, even you would think.
You would think, but that's what I'm. I want to raise our profile more and get people to know, because if I can help it, I don't want anyone to go out of pocket to replace any instruments. It's like.
I did a charity event last weekend for another amazing charity called Ashes to Films, which does stuff similar to us, but for film. So for young filmmakers who want to tell their stories, they get them cameras and lights and studio time.
I heard about this.
Very, very good. This guy, Shiloh Strong, does it. So I was there, and every person that I met and I talked to them about what we were doing, they said, I've never even heard of you. Never even heard of it. And I thought, we've been going for a year and we've given away millions of dollars worth of stuff. So maybe we just need a PR budget instead of a microphone
stop
budget.
buying toilet paper and water and
who
hire a publicist.
Well, either way. So I mean, that's what this is. We're the
yes,
human,
to let people know that we're still around.
But I definitely anything that helps get the word out and lets people know what we're doing and that it is a long-term vision.
Yes,
it has to be at the beginning because it hasn't even been a year.
Yeah,
we're tired. It doesn't feel like the beginning.
Yeah.
But I think
totally.
It is.
Yeah. Well, count on me. So,
Thank you.
I'm always texting Brandon late at night. Hey, do you need one of these? I got this random thing, so we'll just keep doing that.
I had someone with a really nice oboe that they wanted to donate, and I'm like, can you let me know someone that needs and you connected me with Louis
he was
Van
so
Taylor?
excited
about
that.
He came and did a show. He was the first real show at Backyard Party, Louis Van Taylor.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he got an oboe from Tanya Hayden and Jack Black.
Yep.
And he was like, what? He didn't know that it was.
Well, he told me he lost an oboe, so as an oboist, I was like, oh, we're getting you an oboe. I don't know how.
You play oboe as well?
Yeah. Yep. That's my instrument.
Why were you not at the show?
I think it was out of town.
Oh, yeah, busy that night.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, y'all, thank you so much for coming. I know you have a busy day ahead of you, so I don't want to take up any more time. But come and see me again and bring a bigger car.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We'll do it.
Next time.
Cool.
Thank you for helping so many people. You've given us a bunch of instruments that we got to give to the community, and so that's always been really helpful. So
you can still count on me for that. Yeah, more
Absolutely.
to come.
Yay.
Cool.
You made it to the end of the show. I hope you enjoyed it. It was so inspirational for me. If you enjoyed it, please like us, please follow us, subscribe, comment in the comments, do all the things. Go to guitarcenterfoundation.org, make a donation, help us continue to give music to people who need it the most.